Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Fred Jones, and I have the esteemed privilege to have located Dr. Shola Ezeokoli. Dr. Ezeokoli, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very, very well. Thank you so much for inviting me on your show.
Thank you so much for coming along. Thank you so much for being here. I tell you, this lady is just genius. She's brilliant. She's a licensed medical doctor in 3 continents. Am I correct? Am I
That is
correct?
correct. That is correct. Yes.
I didn't say 3 cities or states. I said 3 continents. Licensed
Hmm.
medical doctor, approved in 3 continents. Phenomenal. I won't ever let you live that down, man. I won't.
I know. I know.
I like to just tell you, you're gifted, gift, and you're brilliant. Okay. So Dr. Ezeokoli, how did we meet? Tell me about our path and how did we first meet?
So we met quite by accident, I think. Somebody added me to one of your Facebook groups, a publishing group. And the funny thing is when people add you to groups, at least back then, someone could just add you to a group and whether you like to be in it or not. And I was like, somebody added, I can't even remember who it was, but I was like, well, you go in the group and see if it adds value, and then if it doesn't, you leave. But then I saw, okay, then you were talking about books and all of that, and I'm like, okay, let me hang around here for a minute and listen to what Dr. Jones is saying. And we met. So we met when I started to, decided to become one of your clients and become an Amazon bestseller.
You became an Amazon bestseller. We'll get into that. We'll get into that a little bit more. We're going to get into that a little bit more. But what's new with you? What's been going on in Dr. Shola's world?
Well, currently I'm currently catering to 3 niches. They always say pick a niche, right? Of course, Dr. Shola had to pick 3. Um, so I help physicians, multi-talented physicians, explore their gifts and talents outside of medicine and create multiple streams of income from them with a view to defeating burnout, which is prevalent in the physician community. Like you, I've borrowed a cue from you and I'm helping authors write their books. And I partnered and collaborated with a weight loss program because I have, that's another personal story where I struggled with weight for so many years and finally came up with a system that actually works. And somebody saw me and asked me to join her program. And now I collaborate with a weight loss program to help clients achieve and maintain their weight loss. Because, hey, I've been the same weight for the last 2 years and I've maintained. So, I'm doing so many things, but I've clearly branched out into different things. I tell people this: when you get Shola, you get Shola the coach, the consultant, the advisor, the doctor, and the friend.
You get a whole handful. You get a whole handful.
Exactly.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. So you led right into my next question. So now tell me this. Who are you? Who are you?
Who am I? I am Shola. I am the Shola Ezeokoli. I'm the only one. You can Google it and find out. I'm the only one. And I do a bunch of things. People ask me that all the time. And it's like, pick a niche, pick a niche, pick a niche. But I serve specific people who want to go from where they are to where they need to be and need someone to help them go there. That's the truth. I'm a coach at heart. I'm also a doctor. So I have that diagnostic mindset, right? It's like, okay, what's the problem here? And what do we need to solve? So I'm a coach I bring to the table a lot of mindset, but a lot of strategy, a lot of problem solving, a lot of just being able to look at a problem from almost a medical perspective and give a diagnosis and a treatment. You never go to a doctor and the doctor says, I don't know, bye. No. So with that mindset, I approach everything my clients come to me with. There's no, I don't know when you're talking to Dr. Shola.
Wow, that is incredible. That is incredible. Now, with that in mind, I want to ask you another question. When all of this is over, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as the person that made people into the high caliber individuals that they were meant to be. I want to be remembered as the person that made something or someone better. I want to be that person that even if I meet, look, I always tell people, even if I meet the Queen of England or Obama, I'm going to leave them better than when I met them. I don't care who you are. I want to be known as that person that left everybody better than when they met me.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. That is awesome. You want to be the reason why they smile. Okay, so tell me, why do you do what you do, and who do you serve?
Whew. I'm going to answer the first question first. Why do I do what I do? So, wow. There's a story behind this, but I'm going to try and shorten it.
No, take your time. Take your time.
So I've always wanted to be a helper. And that was what took me into the medical profession. But I realized that in the medical profession, I was only able to touch specific things. You know, there's so many people that walked into my office that it wasn't medicine they needed.
Oh.
They didn't need medicine. They needed a prayer. They needed someone to talk to. They needed their relationships to be better. They needed real mindset change. For example, someone comes in with a high blood sugar and you say, what's going on? You're taking all this medicine, your blood sugar is high. They say, well, doc, honestly, I eat ice cream every night. There's no pill to fix that. The only thing that will fix that is a mindset change. You can do without, in fact, some of my clients have this as a mantra. I can have a happy life without sugar. I can have a happy life without carbs. I actually have clients who I make them say that to myself. I can have a happy life without sugar. So some people needing a mindset change, but they're coming and you're trying to solve mindset problems with pills. That doesn't work. So, but as a coach and a consultant, I can serve many more people. I can help a lot more people in deeper, lasting ways than I ever could as simply an outpatient doctor. Now, I'm not knocking outpatient medicine or being an outpatient doctor. I mean, I was a great doctor. I was an excellent doctor. But again, wanting to be more to my world and knowing that I had the capacity to do it led me out of medicine into the coaching and consulting world.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. How did you learn to think outside of the box? Many doctors and medical physicians, they're stuck. They don't know how to get out of there. How did you learn to think outside the box?
Okay, I think that comes from just being somebody who was always an outsider. Okay, now let me explain. When I was growing up, I was an outsider. My mother I grew up in Nigeria. I was born in England. I grew up in Nigeria, but my mother was from South America. My father was Nigerian. So already our family was not conventional. I wasn't raised in sort of the typical way of Nigerian upbringing. My accent from the time I was little, but when Americans talk about code switching, I was like, you guys have no idea what code switching is. I've been code switching from when I was 3. Because the way I spoke at home, my classmates used to tease me about it. And when I spoke the way I spoke at school at home, my mother would be like, stop speaking like that. You're not speaking proper English. So I think because I've always been, so growing up, I was an outsider. I was the outsider. I was always the odd one. When I was in high school, they called me weird. They're like, you're weird, you're weird, you're weird. Then I moved to England. You know, after medical school, I went to medical school. I moved to England. I was the outsider again. I thought I was English, right? Because I was born there. But like, well, you're not English, are you? And it didn't matter how much I tried to Englishify, whatever, my accent, I was still not English. I didn't have the name. I didn't have the skin color. I didn't have the whatever people felt being English was. So I've always been, so basically having grown up as an outsider, I think like an outsider. So if everyone is marching in one direction, you can be sure I'm going to be marching in another direction. So I'm something of a contrarian. Even just, you know, why? I'm like, why? Okay, we're going to do this. The first thing I step back and I say, why? You know? So I think that thinking outside the box is more me than thinking inside the box.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm an outsider, a perpetual foreigner. What can I say?
You remind me of a quote that I say often. She who knows how will always have a job, but he who knows or she who knows why will always be the boss.
Mm,
The why
yep.
always rules. The why
Why
rules.
always rules. Yep, I agree. I completely agree.
So many people work with coaches and they sometimes have bad relationships. The coaching relationships don't work out.
Yes.
What would you attribute to you and I being able to maintain a working relationship and you doing the same things that I'm doing as far as book coaching, and there not being a conflict or us not having any question about how whether we are competing or whether we are complementing one another? Speak to that for me, please.
Okay. Um, I think that just like in medical school, you have doctors, they teach you to become doctors. You become a doctor, but you're not their competition. You will all and you always defer to them, and you always have that respect for them. And I think for me, that same thing I've carried on in life. you know a lot of the stuff, even my book clients, a lot of the stuff I teach them, when they're done, they go on and duplicate the same thing, and they do it themselves. And I have no problems with that, because here's the thing. There's always going to be people that go before you, and there's always going to be people that come behind you. And I think for you and I, there's a lot of mutual respect, a lot of love, because at the end of the day, love does trump all. I can never be a Dr. Jones. I talk about you all the time. In fact, when people ask me about, like, my clients, I talk my book, I say, oh, I'm sure you've seen me commenting on his status. It's Dr. Jones, this and that. He was the one that, helped me with my book strategy and all of that. He was the one that taught me. If not for him, I don't have this business. I talk about you all the time. It's not, I don't even hide the fact that, yeah, I learned this from Dr. Jones. And I remember once I did a shout out to all my coaches, and I put you on there. I've never ever been one person that's pretended to know it all, be it all, have it all, and and I invite people to check you out. I'm like, yeah, my coach is Dr. Jones. He's a coach's coach, um and I think that the fact that you two have this sort of, again, respectful and loving way of dealing with people, your clients, is a testimony to that fact, and the fact that I'm happy to talk about you all the time.
What has Amazon best, and thank you, and I feel the same way about you. I mean, I'm like Dr. Shola, Ezeokoli, I'm always, I'm talking about you. So what has the Amazon best-selling status done for you and your business? What does that mean to you?
So here's what is done for my business. Like, actually, I can recall a specific story. I remember once I went to speak somewhere, and they had a lot of it was like a convention. There was a lot of kids there, and I had written a children's book. So I was telling them about my children's book and all that. But in introducing myself, I talked about being an Amazon bestseller and all that. So here's the thing. At the end, people came and they're like, "Oh yeah, I want the best-selling." But I said, "Well, you want the children's book for your kids?" My kids are fine. I want the best-selling book. And they were all buying the one that was the bestseller, even though I wasn't directly talking about that one. So definitely being an Amazon bestseller, it's given me credibility. It's helped other people see that they can do that too. And I think, particularly in the doctor world, where, it's like, oh, what's that? What's going on there? This is not about seeing patients. It's like, okay, she wrote a book. It wasn't a medical book, it was a faith-based book and became bestseller. And then, people want to talk to me about it and all of that. And, definitely it's helped my business to be able to put that on my profile as having been an Amazon #1 bestseller. And my other book actually went to bestseller the other day, although because of this COVID, it kind of flew under the radar. My Physician Heal Yourself, I was giving it away, just because of the whole crisis. And we shot up to bestseller. We got up to #1. Again, I was like, okay. I was like, well, it was free, but I'll take it. Yeah, so definitely it has helped me. And, I hope to continue to produce, more best-selling books.
Absolutely, absolutely. So Dr. Ezeokoli, Tell us one ritual or routine that you have incorporated in your life that has helped you maintain this success mindset.
Okay. So without fail, every single day, without fail, I read something that inspires me for 15 minutes. So I have like my whole morning routine. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll get up early, um, 5 or 6 o'clock. I do my meditation, I do my prayers. I kind of plan for the day, but in all of that, I make sure that I'm reading for 15 minutes a day. Before, I used to have this mindset, oh, I have to finish this book or that book, and then I wouldn't finish the book and then feel bad. But I was like, no, if you make up your mind to be inspired for 15, 20 minutes a day, either through a book, through a video, through a podcast, then it maintains your mindset for success, because it helps you decide who you want to be rather than getting up and letting everything dictate to you who you should be.
Read. You got to read to lead.
Yes, you have to read. You have to, and I like books, like actual, paper books. I'm reading a book now called Psycho-Cybernetics, and it's a paper book. I have my Kindle and all that, yeah, but I like my paper books. Yeah.
Speaking of books, give me one business book that you cherish the most.
A business book that I cherish the most. Oh my goodness, I have read so many, but I'm gonna say that this book, The Science of Success by James Arthur Ray, very good book, amazing book, amazing book. Now that one I try to read like every 6 months or so. Yeah, I try to get around to that every 6 months. The Science of Success by James Arthur Ray is a book that has really, really helped me up level my mindset with regards to business, and also not to regard your business as this little side thing, but this is the thing. Take it really seriously. Go after your goals, and yeah. The Science of Success, James Arthur Ray.
What is your definition of success?
My definition of success is not the popular definition, because success means different things to different people. For some people, success is, I want to be able to make enough income so that I can not work nights. Some people is, I want to spend every night with my family. Some people is like, I want to read to my kids, and the things I need to make that happen. My definition of success is steady progression towards your own goals, not other people's goals. Because sometimes we're progressing steadily towards other people's goals. That's not success. So you could be a billionaire, right? Maybe you're a gazillionaire, whatever you are, but that wasn't your goal to begin with. I don't count that as successful, because those are the people that when times get rough, they jump off buildings. Steady progression towards your own goal and creating the life that you want. That is success to me. And it's a continuous thing, because you've never arrived.
Wow.
Yep.
Do you feel successful?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Is my life perfect? No, but it will never be, right? One of the things I tell my clients to make peace with an imperfect life, because a lot of times people mistake imperfection for lack of success, and that's a big mistake. I'm very, very successful. I have been licensed in, like you always say, 3 continents. I'm a certified coach. In 2 weeks, I become a certified business consultant. I've built 6-figure business. I can actually say that now, 6-figure business. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is not the first business I've had. I've had multiple businesses, and I continue to have multiple businesses. So yes, I am successful. I have a great relationship with my spouse. I have a great relationship with my children. I have a teenager, and she still thinks that the world is all rises and sets on me. So I count that as being successful, right? If I had $1 billion and my teenager was on drugs, I'm not successful. I don't have $1 billion, no. And, but my teenager, she's doing fine. My children are doing fine. I'm healthy. I have health. I don't wake up with any aches or any pains. I am super successful, and I'm only going to get more successful.
I love it. 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 Give me a guiding quote,
Mm.
a saying, a mantra, if you will, that kind of guides your life?
Okay. Oh, wow. There's so many of them.
Give me two or three.
Okay.
Two or three.
So there's one though that I always fall back on, especially when you're not sure what decision to make. Is this ethical? Is it not? You know, sometimes people talk about success, but you don't want to, for example, you don't want to pursue something like money at all costs, right? You don't want to pursue money at the expense of your ethics. You don't want to. So one thing that always pulls me back is this, and it used to be said by my high school principal: do the right thing at the right time, in the right place, for the right purpose.
The right thing at the right time in the right place for the right purpose.
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
Yes.
Give me another one. Let's go for another one.
Let's go for another one. Oh wow, this is like the main one. But you know what? Okay, so this may sound a bit materialistic, but there's something I tell myself to every day. Yeah, maybe every day. Money comes to me every day in a variety of ways. Money comes to me at the speed of thought. Now, when I tell myself that, I'm like, okay, you can do this. You know, you don't have to depend on a job. I'm not saying that having a job is bad. Having a job is great, right? You don't have to depend on one stream of income. What if that shuts down? So when I get up in the morning, even times when like I'm having struggles or something, I sit back, I tell myself, every day in a variety of ways, money comes to me at the speed of thought. So as fast as I can think is as fast as I can think of an idea that can make money. Let's do it.
Action taker.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Wow. So, Dr. Ezeokoli,
Yes.
tell me one thing about you that very few people know that's unique and something that don't a lot of people know about you.
Okay, so in 2004, for 6 months in England, I was a fire marshal. So, yeah, so in England and in US, they're different, right? But so every organization is supposed to have a fire marshal. So what does a fire marshal do? First of all, you have to check all the fire exits every day. You have to make sure the fire extinguishers are working. If there's a fire, you have to be the one to call. And in the event of a fire, you have to be the last civilian out of the building. You have to make sure everyone is out before you get out. Thank goodness we didn't have any fires. Yes, I was a fire marshal for 6 months. It was a volunteer position. I think I was voluntold. They're like, yeah, you'll be the fire marshal.
You've done so incredible.
Yes, I have.
Oh, you're having fun. You're having fun. So, is there anything that I didn't ask you that you would like for me to have asked you, or anything you'd like to share that we didn't address yet?
Well, you know how in life you divide your life into before you read this book or after you read this book, before 9/11 or after 9/11, before COVID-19, after COVID-19, before you met this person and after you met this person. My life is divided into before I met Dr. Jones and after I met Dr. Jones.
Wow, 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 wow. Tell me about it.
Okay, well, I think when I met you, apart from the book thing, which I think the book thing was great, because that's been a whole part of my business, but just being able to say, look, you are worth it. It's okay to charge for your services. Don't feel like, how do I put it? Basically stepping into your worth, fine, you're priceless, but like you always say, how do you put it? Your
value is unlimited.
Limited, yes.
Your worth is without measure.
Yes, but the price is what you put on it, or something like that. Yes, so that so for me, just to be able to say that, to be able to get on a call and tell somebody, yeah, that's how much I charge, and that is how much I charge, and not be afraid. I'm like, oh, what will they think? Now I'm like, yeah, okay. And it's been that, and more and more. I mean, of course, you have to start somewhere, right? Because I remember once upon a time you were like, oh my God, is that how you're charging? But over the years, just being able to I get your voice in my head whenever I'm about to, when you have that, oh my God, I'm about to raise prices. Oh God. But now I get that voice in my head that's like, yeah, the price is what you put on it. Your value is unlimited, but go ahead, put the price on it.
Yeah.
And by so doing, I've been able to attract high caliber clients, high level clients, and the funny thing, I remember saying it once, I was like, why is it the more I charge, the more clients I get?
Wow. Do you know why? I'm going to touch that.
Okay.
Here's what happened with me. I realized that if my prices was too low, I didn't look like a Dr. Fred Jones. I looked like a fraud Fred Jones.
Yes.
You're not looked upon as being authentic.
Yes.
If your prices doesn't match what your performance. If your price doesn't match your performance, then you're going to be perceived as pretentious.
Yes.
And other people are going to see how much you're worth, and they're going to question it. So like when I look at you, I see a coach who epitomizes success.
Thank you, sir.
I mean, you're somebody, if I had a daughter, I would want her to definitely be one of your clients. I would definitely want her to have your stamp on her life.
Thank you.
No doubt about it. So I want you to just speak to coaches out there. Speak to aspiring coaches. I want you to address them. So many people want to try to get in. Okay, they don't have the right mindsets to start off, and as a result, they don't speak to that.
So a little story. We had this coach who was, when I started out, I became a coach. I got certified, in 2015. But, before that, you've been doing a little here, a little there, and, helping people out and testing to see if that idea works. So I became a coach. And around that time, someone else became a coach that we knew of, became a coach as well. So a bunch of us became friends. But over the years, I've seen this person, running around from pillar to post, misrepresenting herself, plagiarizing other coaches. And I'm talking like word for word plagiarizing, not even, not even pretending. She plagiarized me as well. So, coaching is truly a calling. If you cannot stand the heat, stay out of the kitchen. There are easier ways to make money than be a coach. They are easier. So if you don't feel that pull to help people become better, don't become a coach, because coaching is not a get rich quick scheme. It's not. It can make you riches, of course, but it's not a get rich quick scheme the way people think it is. People think, once I just do this certification and I just start saying I'll get client, I'll just say I'll get client. No, you have to prove yourself, and there's a side of coaching that people don't see. People don't see when I drove 4 hours to Michigan to help out one of my clients because she was trying to learn something. I've prayed and fasted with my clients before. I've cried with people. People see the glamorous side, and a lot of the so-called glamorous sides. Coaches will come out and say, hey, I had a 50K month. Hey, I had a 20K month. That's what coaching is all about, really. And people don't see the other side of coaching where your heart is invested in so much invested in someone's success, and you're racking your brain. How best do I help people? How best do I help people? It's a lot of work. So if you're an aspiring coach and you really want to coach, stay in the game. Make sure you're staying in the game for the long haul. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. But these are the hearts and lives of people. Being a coach is like being a doctor, Being a doctor too is not a get rich quick scheme. You can of course you can make money from it, but look at all the years you spend learning about, there are whole books on just one eye, But being a coach, you have to have the right heart, stay in the game, get coaching yourself. Because if all coaches need coaches, I tell people, don't hire coaches that don't have coaches. Coaches need coaches. I have a coach, I have a therapist, and I have a counselor. Hello. It's the truth. It's the truth.
Oh my Lord. Oh, Dr. Ezeokoli, if somebody wanted to find you, and I know there are a lot of people looking for a quality lady, a female coach, just a coach that can help them elevate life, how can people find you? What's the best way for someone to locate you and connect with you?
You can find me on my little piece of the internet, www.sholaezeokoli.com. That's my first name, last name, SHOLAEZEOKOLI.com. And you can find me there, my books, my coaching, my products. You can learn about me, and you can send me a message. So if you want to just chat or whatever, you can just send me a message through that site.
Now, you want to spell that name out for us real slow?
Okay. It's SHOLAEZEOKOLI.com. I am the Shola Ezeokoli. I'm the only one. So if you even put those, if you just Google Shola Ezeokoli, you will, the first 9 pages of Google is all about me, baby.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Oh my Lord. SHOLAEZEOKOLI. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Shola Ezeokoli, EZEOKOLI.com.
Yes.
Oh man, this has been such a joy, such a joy.
I know. I've had so much fun.
Yeah, we'll have to do a webinar or something together, that we could just, put it out there and just talk to
I know, right? Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
People will really enjoy that.
I think so. We'll have to put something together. When I got a template, I'll do as much of it as possible and keep it easy. Once I get a nice template set up, we'll have to say, Dr. Jessica, you want to put a few slides in here, and let's tag team and talk to coaches. You talk to the lady coaches, I talk to the male, and both of us will talk to each other. I think that'd be something really cool.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Yes,
that would be fun. Okay, all right. Well, any other closing comments before we go?
Well, since I'm a doctor, everybody expects me to comment on COVID-19, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Look, don't try to get your information from medical people and not from your auntie on WhatsApp. That's all I'm going to say, because there's so many rumors out there, and some of the rumors of the cures are really some dangerous things that people are recommending. So don't go to auntie on WhatsApp for your recommendations. Go to the WHO website or ask a doctor, and we'll get through this.
We will get through this. That's awesome, and that's so encouraging. Hey, folks, the most expensive thing you'll ever pay is attention
to the wrong people.
All right, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen.